On the last episode of Dice Funk.
Look at the jiggles.
I think it's in the bag.
Juicy corpse of that moss heart flings itself out and starts scrambling across the floor.
So I might just step on it again a couple times till it stops moving.
Terrifying, very strong orc. Give Tusk flavors.
Who was that thing?
I don't know, but he ate all my paint.
And your herbs.
And my herbs.
And that's when they taught me how to speak and read Orcish.
I was the leader of the unit in this area, but I've recently been relieved of my command. The ash was getting too bad. I was challenged to a leadership contest, as is tradition. Me no want leave. Guy take everyone.
Guy? What guy?
Guy. New orc leader.
New guy? Oh.
You found a cave that's attached to the back of this military base. In this cave, there is a giant floating eyeball, tentacles with eyeballs, but the thing looks at you, and then one of its eyes lights up and shoots a beam at you.
Doesn't that just make you laugh, though? Imagining, like, an 8-year-old that people call muscle equipment?
It does.
There's also a box in here that says the Popcorn Factory, and I want that to be my new nickname.
I would love it if the kid named Muscle Equipment was exclusively only called that by adults.
I would love to riff on this with you guys for like half an hour. Unless Johnny's going to miss Kung Fu, we have to go.
All right. I'm ready. I know exactly where I am, so we don't even have to, like, look last time, because you can edit that in.
Let's kick it old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess no preamble.
Do it.
Violet walked into a room, and there's an eyeball monster with tentacles that have more eyeballs on them, and she shot a laser beam at you. Violet, Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay, so my Constitution saving throw is +4, but I have to do it twice and get the lowest one, according to my basic math. So here it goes. 14, which is not, it might be it, but not, let's see. 12, so I got a 12. That's not terrible.
That's not. I'm just going to tell you because it's funny that the DC was 13.
Oh.
Your first check would have made it and you'd be fine, but you
Okay.
didn't because you ate a bunch of ash on the way to the military base. It's not great.
Not on purpose for Violet.
Not this time.
She did not mean to eat ash on this occasion. So what damage do I take?
You don't take any damage.
Oh, okay.
So,
something happens though.
yeah, this giant green scaly spheroid with basically, I guess...
Just chock full of eyeballs.
Yeah, it has like tentacles with eyeballs on the end. One of them lights up and a laser arcs out of it and slams into Violet, but she is not immediately injured in any way, but she feels like a numbing sensation spreading from the point of impact, and it begins to take her over completely.
Uh-oh.
And she has perhaps a moment to say something before she loses all control of her body.
Unicorn!
Of course! God damn it!
That was well utilized.
I guess Austin was giving me the opportunity to call for help, but that's not going to happen. So
Yeah, it's the ship's going down, you have a message in a bottle, and you send a Yelp review.
right.
My first reaction right there was to sing the chorus to The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News for some reason.
Wait, so you're saying if you had botched the investigation roll instead and this was you in the room, that's what you would have done?
I may very well have.
So as everyone probably remembers, we're gonna skip around a lot because there are two fronts to this campaign now. The rest of the party rolled above average on investigation checks and are currently looking through the orc military base for any documents that will help them find the rest of the orc platoon that was stationed here. So I'm going to walk you through what you guys find, because with Tusk's help, who you brought along, you have no problem finding what you need. Drop, since you speak orc, he takes you to the orcish documents. and shows you his letters, because he was, as you know, the corporal here, so he has his office, and he's like, here's the rest in that series of letters that you found, the one that was on me.
He was the man, right?
Yeah, he was the man now, dog, in fact.
Oh my.
Wasn't he the man then, dog?
Exactly, yeah. He was the meme. He was the meme then.
Yes, he
Oh
was.
my god.
He's no longer the meme. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
you-
I want to be distracted. It's good for me. I'm down with it.
Drop finds, with Tusk's help, the rest of the letters. There's been a series of letters going on far back, maybe to years at this point. Like, he has a lot. And as they go on, the one you found on his person was scrawled hastily. It didn't seem official. All it said was, like, there will be no more payments. But as you go farther back, they get more official, more formal, more descriptive, more elaborate. And essentially what this is you're kind of chronicling the fall of the military and their funding. So as you guys remember when you rolled history checks, it was like all of the governments in Lorelei took up a tax and sent it to pay the orcs to be their army, because they don't actually have like a good place to, have an army. So while looking through that, you basically find that yes, Glitter Gold does pay a lot because they control Meadowlark Island. Spira pays, Calypsia, the Drow City pays, Mykonos pays. Basically everybody but the Kuatoa.
Because they're cray.
Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't do this on purpose, but it seems like every civilization in Lorelei has a different system of government. Like, Meadowlark Island is a corporatocracy. Like, Glitter Gold just controls it. Spira is like a theocracy.
Meadowlark's the one that we started on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That's the one that the Glitter Gold control.
Right.
Yeah, the Kuatoa is just an anarchy, as far as you know. Joan mentioned that she was from a noble family and that there was like all these inner house politics, so you assume that Calypsia is some sort of aristocracy.
Or oligarchy of some sort,
Yeah, and the orcs seem to be just like a military dictatorship. So it wasn't like Austin's big political statement, but it it did kind of turn out that way. Do you have any questions about these? I've given you the broad outline, but if there's anything relating to these documents you want to know, now's the time.
I mean, presumably they're stationed on like by the Tiger Mountains for like a specific reason. Is that important? Is that worth worrying about?
The reason is because it's the orcs' home turf. That's where they're from, so it's the best for them. It's also very defensible because they just build their bases up against the mountains, so they can't be sneak attacked.
Right.
You have to come through the fortifications.
Yeah.
So it's just really prime real estate, and also it keeps them away from the quote unquote civilized people. It's a bit of there's some racial politics there for sure.
Right. Some segregation going on.
No one wants to live in the ashy hellscape, so you put the least desirable citizens there.
Hey, the ashy hellscape was my home for many years.
Well, your home, remember, was at the foot of the mountain. You actually barely got any ash and smoke down there. You were pretty insulated from it down there. Moving up to the monastery made it a little worse, but
All right.
there's definitely stuff to explore there. But you want to add those, if you want to add just like orc letters to your inventory.
I will add orc letters to my inventory.
If you feel the need to ask for any more explanation, hit me up.
So there's just like offhandedly one more thing. Is there any information about where they may have gone, or are we moving on to that later?
Yeah, we're moving on to that. Lavinia?
Me.
Yes, you find a bunch of maps. You're like, oh, here we go. We did it. But then you realize as you look through them, they are maps of tunnels. It appears, from context clues, that the orcs stationed here were searching through old mining tunnels that Glitter Gold had done years before in these mountains, and we're trying to map them out. The maps you find are incomplete, messy, clearly done in frustration of just like there's dozens and dozens of these things that snake everywhere all throughout the mountains, under and behind the base, and they were trying to figure out where they all went, and I guess they gave up. You can't really tell exactly what happened, but it's definitely incomplete, which is, out of character, the entrance of which is where Violet is.
Fuck, I hate tunnels.
Do you have any questions about those maps you found?
I mean, you told me everything I need to know, right?
It's possible.
Are there any, like, interesting, like, markings of, like, weird shit they found, or, like, notes scribbled in the margins or anything?
No, all the notes seem to be of, like, frustration. Like, oh, this one was caved in. Oh, this one we got lost for a week. Oh, this one, Dave starved to death in because he couldn't find his way back. Like, none of it's like, yes, here's the X that marks the spot. It's more of, like, fuck this one, and fuck this one.
Okay. Also, a non-map related question.
Mm-hmm.
Did none of us hear Violet screech, unicorn?
I'm sure if we did, I don't think that would occur as being, like, really unusual.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have a picture in my head that Violet screams unicorn even in her sleep a lot.
Every hour on the hour.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's how we calibrate our watches. We just listen for the unicorn during sleep.
She could be getting stabbed to death in the hallway and just be yelling, I'm a unicorn! And no one would think twice about it. Alias is actually...
Is actually a nerd.
He's a big old nerd. No, Alias goes off and kind of on his own search for a little bit because he sends Job to watch over Tusk. He keeps trying to put Job on Tusk's head, and he kept getting pushed off, but at this point, Tusk has just accepted he has a hat now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way of keeping track of him, and also I just like the mental image of this orc wearing a bird.
Yep.
A burb.
A bird.
Hat.
And at times, Alias will take a moment to pause and try to see things from Job's perspective. He's staying within eyesight of Job, pretty much, isn't he?
Yeah, like you guys don't spread out too much. There's like this administrative area where you're led to, so you're all close enough that it's fine. I'm not trying to divide and conquer y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I just wanted to get the image of Job on Tusk's head out there.
Job is a very fashionable burb, you know.
Quite wonderful. Elias,
Yes.
you're the smartest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
You find maps of the Tiger Mountains.
Yes.
There's a bunch of circles on them, and all of them but one are crossed out.
Okay. All right. Can I do an investigation to see if I can infer anything about the nature of what those, not what the circles are pointing to, but more or less kind of the plausibility of where that circle that is not crossed out might be relative to us?
Yeah, roll.
Yeah. So.
I feel like can I roll would have been fine.
Yeah. So it's 19. Basically, try to infer whatever I can from the map in front of me.
I love you, Sketch. You're the best.
I am.
Yeah, you determine from context clues that they were trying to decide between places to go from here. And they were like, what are these for? And they were like, not that one because of this, not that one because of this. And they settled on one, which is you basically walk along the mountain range for a while to get far enough away from the worst of the ash and then towards the coast a bit. So if you follow that path, you should find it relatively easily now that you know where to look because it is blanketed by the smog.
Well, Lisa's like, well, I have some good news and bad news, I guess. The good news is that I think I know where this, as he points to the circle, might be pointing us to, but is everyone here?
Very sneaky. Okay, so we've established kind of a timeline of how much time this monster has with Violet, which is it's a couple minutes. It doesn't take that long.
Did we leave Kevin back at home?
Hey, Kevin. That's you, Leon.
I'm here. I just didn't understand I didn't get what you were saying.
Home Alone, you're Kevin. They left you home alone.
Oh, okay. I get it. Because of movies. I watch movies.
Yep, you're the
that.
movie guy. All right, so this giant eyeball monster floats over to you and around you, actually, and uses its body to push close the door, which you came through, which, if you remember, the knob had been just like twisted off and thrown into the middle of that room.
Okie dokie.
So now you are alone in this cavern with this monster, and it just circles back around to you. All four of its prehensile eye stalks are pointing at you threateningly, and its main one is just like staring you down, and its tongue is just flitting around, getting saliva everywhere.
Gross.
Why don't you roll me a wisdom saving throw to not piss yourself?
Okay.
I feel like you're just like sitting there like, yes, I'm getting Leon back, finally.
I have -2 to wisdom, and is this also disadvantage? I imagine only a minute has passed, so.
I wish I could give you double disadvantage, really.
Okay, so it's just regular disadvantage and -2 to my
Yes.
roll. Okay.
Are you trolling him back?
0!
Oh!
Oh, let's see.
Well, I mean,
It's a shame because the other one I crit. But the other one, I rolled a 0 for wisdom.
Y'all, I wish the listeners could see this Roll20 app and just the mathematical magic that is occurring.
Yeah.
He crits on one, zeros on the other, and has to take the 0.
Yeah.
I wish I had planned this, because this seems like wonderfully vindictive to me to get back at Leon, but like these are just the stats of this monster out of the book. Like I custom most of my things, but I'm just rolling with these to try to be fair and not fuck you.
Oh, that's fine.
But you're fucked.
No, that's fine. What exactly happens? Like, how dead is Violet right now?
A single beautiful crystalline unicorn tear escapes your duct. As you are too paralyzed to like run or soil yourself or do anything that Violet instinctively wants to do.
Okay.
The monster, you assume, is going to devour you as it opens its mouth, but instead it says stuff.
Oh.
Because they can speak, and it says, "The master is not expecting any guests. No. Who is this?"
Oh, can Violet speak, or is like speaking not possible? I have no idea how paralyzed she is.
If you would like to try to speak, Constitution for me.
Then I will. 7, which is bad.
I love the little footnotes on every roll.
18, which is good, but it doesn't matter. So I get the bad one. So I rolled a 7.
You see like a muscle twitch in Violet's jaw as she tries to respond, but she cannot.
Okay.
The monster continues. What is the horse here for? Is it here to steal the master's treasure? Is it for the tunnels? No. Must be those tricksy orcses. Yes.
God damn it. I knew what you were doing. Get out here with your Gollum ass voice.
Eat me. At this point, the monster actually just stares you down while the paralysis wears off, which I believe is only a minute.
Okay.
And allows you to answer, but it is pointing its eye stalks at you, both figuratively and literally as if they were guns, because it can blow you away.
Okay. So Violet can speak now?
Yeah.
First, Violet introduces herself, as she always does. And then says, "What are you, and what are you doing to me?"
The master left me here to guard his treasure. Yes.
Violet thinks and says, "Am I here for treasure? I genuinely can't remember why I'm here. Well, I'm gonna leave now." And Violet Violet gets bored of this situation and starts to turn to walk away.
Leon, I fucking love you. Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. My dog.
Absolutely.
God damn it.
We have to do it. 19, which is good. Which is very, very good.
But
15, which is actually pretty solid.
Can you imagine if you didn't have disadvantage how different this would be? Yes. So this is one of those spells which you cannot dodge. It's a saving throw spell. So the laser shoots out of its eye stalk as fast as a bullet and slams into you.
Okay.
But you're going to take less damage because you saved.
Cool. How much?
Hey, look at Roll20 and you will see...
oh!
That's,
What?
I think we just got an audio loop for this episode. Just making Leah's laugh for like an hour straight. I think would be
okay.
Now is that damage tabbed or?
That's pretty definitive.
Skitch knows what this monster is.
Yeah. Oh, I know it is.
And knows that the fact that Violet is not dead right now is a miracle.
Yep.
How is Violet not dead right now?
You have the damage. Right?
You have the damage, so you're going to take 25 of those 50 damage I just rolled.
Sorry. I misunderstood what was going on. I thought you halved it beforehand and before rolling.
No. Half damage always happens after the rolls because it has to be rounded one way or another.
Right.
And by rounding, I think that means that the tip of your horn's been rounded to a bit of a dull point there.
Yeah.
More of a nub than a horn?
Yeah, exactly.
For our audience who can't see this, Austin rolled 50 damage, but because Violet's just kind of a boss or something, it's only 25, but that's still a hell of a lot. And she's down to 7 hit points.
That should have vaporized a level 3 character.
Yes.
Violet is only standing because of her insane stats, her barbarian stats.
Yep.
He does get 2 shots per turn, though.
Fuck!
So he shoots you, first of all, in the leg. So it just hits you right in the middle of the leg, like knee area, and just blasts a chunk of you off.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Are you going to keep trying to walk away from this guy?
I can't. I lost a leg.
No, you don't lose the whole leg yet.
Okay.
It's like a chunk of flesh.
Violet just pulled the Teddy Bridgewater. No, that's too topical.
Football jokes. Football jokes.
I don't know. I don't understand your
I was gonna say,
man references.
does she get a Charlie horse?
Oh! That one I liked.
Holy shit.
I would like to think that after getting a chunk of her leg blown off, Violet has crawled into a fetal position on the ground.
Can horses do that?
And, well, whatever the horse equivalent of, that is. And says, "Ow! Why did you do that?"
If you're here to steal a master's treasure, then you must go. Yes.
I'm almost, I don't think I am. Look, let me call my friends. I have like a bunch of other people here. And so let me get them over here and they can like figure this out, okay?
More tricksy orc thieves?
I am obviously not an orc. I'm talking to you. I am a unicorn. What is your damage?
His eye is just flitting around in its socket, full of like madness, and his tongue laps at it. This guy does not seem altogether. Are you going to call for your friends? He hasn't said no to that.
Okay, well, since he hasn't said no to that, Violet says, "Friends, converge on my location now."
He floats down, bites into your leg, which hurts a lot, and drags you away.
Oh my god.
Can it?
So that they can't immediately save you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Strength test.
Oh yeah, you're gonna fight back?
Fuck yeah! It's what she would do.
Yeah, I can tell Sketch is like, I've seen the stat block. Stop!
No, I understand that. Look,
Stop! He's already dead.
I don't do anything because it's a good idea. I need you to understand that.
All right, here we go.
All right.
What?
Yeah, you crit failed.
You got it. It's an opposed check though, right?
You have disadvantage. You might botch too. We could botch each other.
That's true.
It's a botch, reverse botch. This is like a wrestling show. We got a WWE match here.
Austin rolled a critical fail, and I rolled 19 and 20. So I rolled a 19.
Holy shit! The miracle on ice. He goes to drag you away and make you unsavable, and you pull out just as your friends come to your aid.
Hell yeah.
Ah! What's that?
I don't know, but it hurt me. Kill it a lot.
Can I do an Arcana check immediately if I see that thing? Can I do an Arcana check? Like,
Of course.
While he's doing that, can I roll Cure Wounds on...
Yeah, because Violet successfully pulled away, that is the advantage you have given yourself.
Snap. I only rolled a 9 on the Arcana check to know what that thing is. Oh, well.
And I rolled an 8 for Cure Wounds.
Yeah, so I got 8 more points. Okay, so then I am at 15 now.
With a 9 Arcana check, Sketch, all that Alias knows is the name Beholder. And he's not incredibly confident about it.
It's like, yeah, he's like, I think that might be a Beholder, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen one before, so I wouldn't know.
You guys all run into the back of this base, and like you see the door, you burst through it. But Tusk, upon seeing it, immediately does like a Scooby-Doo turnaround. His legs become like a dust cloud as he revs up and goes back the other way.
As he does so, Job flies off of Tusk's head and just sort of flies over and just rests on Elias' shoulder for now.
Are we just gonna let him go?
I'm more concerned about that and her.
I don't think we have the wherewithal to stop the corporal from going if he wants to go.
I think it's what's called a strategic retreat.
Should we do the same thing?
Oh, I mean, it is pointing all of its eye stalks. There's 4 of you, and there's 4 eye stalks, one for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hey there, dude. You're full of eyeballs.
Everyone else has a lot less health than Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey there, dude. You're full of eyeballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
The small one is observant. Yes, yes.
Hi. What is your name?
The master hasn't given me a name.
I'd like to say that Violet stands up now.
Shakily.
That's fine.
Yeah. Can we call you Eyeballs?
You must ask the master.
Who is that?
My master is Fox.
Oh.
I hate that guy.
Shh, shut up. I know his sister. We're like best friends.
Yeah, that sounds like a check you want to make, my dude.
Oh, no.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you got some deception.
What am I checking?
Persuasion to tell that you know you're best friends with the master's sister?
Are you sure I can't do deception?
You're not lying.
I thought that would be deception, but
I feel like deception would be good.
Are you trying to lie about this?
Or persuasion. They're both the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say,
never mind.
like,
They're
that's
both
why
really
you're
good for me.
persuading. You're being honest here. You think your friend was.
You're maybe overstating it, but I wouldn't say it's a falsehood.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, the creature actually does like a barrel roll in place. You don't know what that means in beholder body language.
Mm-hmm.
We know Sherry. Yeah. You know Sherry? We know Sherry. Also, that was a really cool little wiggle you just did. I really liked it.
Thank you. How can I assist friends of the master?
We were just trying to get, look for stuff, like supplies, because we were lost in the ash. We didn't even know you were here, Eyeballs.
The master put me here to guard his treasure.
Oh. Well, you're doing a good job. Good job.
I just want everyone to know right now that it has become very clear that Violet is starting to look really angry.
Thank you.
Job flies over and sits on Violet's head.
And Vinny's gonna pet her snout to calm her down.
Okay. All right.
Alias remarks, did your master specify a time that he was going to return, or is he just gone?
The master comes and goes. He brings parts. The ship parts. Do you not know this? That's mighty suspicious. Yes.
Well, I mean, we haven't talked to the master so much as his sister. He's much more reserved.
The master is a quiet man. Yes.
Yeah, that guy. But Sherry's a big old doggo, and I like that.
It's a big doggo.
Somebody help me.
So, at least sort of like here brings parts, and then I know I'm fishing for roles here, but can he like Sherlock Holmes the shit out of that line? Like he brings parts here.
Oh, was that not clear?
Yeah, he said ship parts.
I know. Oh no, but like to infer other details from that, I guess is kind of my point.
I think you'll have to ask.
Alicia then says, "Well, how long has it been since your master was last here with parts?"
I don't see the sun. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All days are one for me. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Sounds like you need some friends.
Oh my god, are we gonna pick up everyone in our party who attacks us? Like, is that our thing?
We are not picking this thing up.
Why not? Look at all his eyeballs, guys.
If you guys are having this conversation in character...
Oh, yes. Violet is genuinely concerned that we picked up a frogman that tried to enslave her, and then an orc that tried to strangle Vinny, and now whatever this is, the thing from Big Trouble in Little China, and, like, I don't know.
My remark was out of character.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that was pretty clear from my standpoint, because Drop doesn't talk that fast, so...
Vinny's was in character.
It does say that it can't go. The master has left it here with the job. It's here to guard the treasure. Yes.
Well, and this is nowhere near where the circle on the map was pointing to, correct?
Correct. Well, it's not that far away, but it's a couple hours.
Elise proposes, well, in that case, I think it'd be best if we left you so you can be more dutiful about your job protecting the treasure then.
This makes most sense. Yes.
May we have our friend come with us as he points over to the unicorn? She might have just gotten confused about where she was supposed to be given the dust and ash all around the place.
Yeah, she's not good at stuff. Except for being strong. She's good at that.
As you say that, the door flies open and Tusk roars into the room, brandishing a flagpole like a spear, and attempts to rush by you guys to stab the beholder.
Yes!
God damn
All
it.
right!
Tusk!
I'm going to cast Sleep on Tusk immediately as soon as they see him at the door.
Let's do it. Let's see those stats.
Oh man, this is going better than I could have dreamed.
Okay, I'm going to roll the hit point there. Shit, only 21. If he has less than 21 hit points, he falls asleep immediately.
He does not.
Shit.
Are you going to want to burn another spell slot to hit him again?
Can I do that? Are you going to let me?
Sure. It's 6 seconds from the time the door flies open.
I will try that again with Sleep because I only have level 1 spell slots. 16. Are you allowed this to stack to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he roars into the room. You turn and hit him with Sleep. He keeps going, a little drowsy-eyed. Then you hit him again, and he stumbles and falls face down into the dust in front of the monster.
I'm just going to tell you right now, if Tusk attacked the beholder, Violet was going to turn on Frenzy and go with him.
Yeah, like as soon as Tusk falls over, Elise says, he's having a small misunderstanding. You don't need to worry about him.
I hate him.
Yeah, he ate my paint. He's not very smart either. Paint isn't food.
So deception to everyone who's just trying to lie about your relationship with Tusk.
No, Violet genuinely
I rolled
hates
a
him.
9.
Violet does hate him.
Well, wait, was I lying? He actually did eat my paint.
All right, then persuasion is the same score, though.
Damn it.
I rolled a
Oh, shit!
natural one.
Oh, oopsie doodle.
I mean, I was the one that put him to sleep. I stopped him from attacking the beholder.
Yeah, but then you guys all immediately start chattering at it. It's a botch. Like I gotta go with I gotta chase my bliss.
I didn't say a thing.
You made me blow both my fucking daily spell slots, dude. Okay.
Sketch, trust me. Can you trust me?
I don't know.
Take my hand.
Doge.
I will show you the botch.
Violet's declaration that she does hate him is completely valid, so there's no need to roll.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Okay.
The beholder looks at all of you simultaneously with all of its eyes, scanning all over all of you, and says, "I'm not sure if you guys are friends of the master. Why are you here? You said you were lost. Has the master told you to come here? Are you invited? I don't think you're invited. No.
Well, he used to live, playing it drop. He used to live at the monastery, so we came to see if we could find any of his friends. And then we also came to look for, like, supplies because we're out. I'm gonna roll a deception, and I rolled a 21.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Very good.
Drop shrugs and nods.
I can't let you in to see the treasure unless the master tells me, or unless you guys prove yourself. That's the only way I'll let you in. Yes.
Well, we're gonna go explore the mountains. Up, not behind you.
Are you going to stop those tricksy orcses?
Wait, are there still orcs up there?
The master sent them away with the smoke. Yes.
Oh, well then how can we stop them if they're not there?
Find them.
Oh.
If you find them and bring me the head of the leader, I'll let you see the treasure. Yes.
Okay. We'll work on that.
And then I'll know you're friends. That'll be
Yeah.
a true sign of friendship. Yes.
Yeah, I'm all about friendship.
Are you guys going to drag Tusk's unconscious body and Violet's gushing blood body out of this room and back the way you came?
I am not comfortable with bringing Tusk with us. But that's up. But Violet's not really in a position to make this decision. So,
Elias looks to Drop.
Drop looks at Alias. They lock eyes briefly.
An instant connection. Sparks fly.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? No. That's just Elias looking burned out from casting all of his spell slots in a less than 12 second sort of time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you're not staring deeply into each other's eyes?
Oh no, not
Yet.
Now we're just kind of looking through each other.
Glances over to Tusk and then shrugs at Drop. Then
Is Elias thinking that he's made a huge tiny mistake?
Drop kind of like motions to his bag and then makes like a weird sort of like creepy crawly thing with his hand and then like raises his eyebrows
Right. Well, and Alias sort of moves to try to help Violet walk if she needs any assistance walking at the moment.
So to be clear, you guys are leaving Tusk in this cave?
I thought we were dragging him.
I thought the rest of you made it clear you didn't want to drag him out.
I'm down for dragging him out.
No, that was literally only Violet.
We'll get this out of your way. And drop gestures at Tusk.
He can't carry him by himself. Are you helping, Vinny?
I'll do my best. I'm gonna grab a foot.
So the 2 party members who like Tusk help him out. And you guys go back inside the base. What's up? What's good?
Wait, hold on. I want to say bye to Eyeballs.
You can do whatever you want.
Bye, Eyeballs. I love you.
You don't even know me. No.
Yeah, but you're chock full of eyeballs, so you're pretty cool in my book.
I would like to read that book with all my eyes. Yes.
Okay, I'm closing the door. Bye.
Okay, you close the door on him. He floats there. You sense him floating there.
So once the door is closed, and I'm absolutely certain that I've moved far away enough from the door that we're out of earshot.
Eye shot.
Or eye shot, eye and earshot. Drop is going to address the party and say, "I've got a pile of goo in my bag that, I mean, if this orc thing doesn't work out, maybe we might be able to be like, hey, yeah, we're friends with Fox. We got his goo thing."
Should I, like, I mean, I don't really feel like cutting anybody's head off. I think Eyeballs likes me, and I'm good at lying. Should I just go in there and try it?
I'm good at lying. Lavinia 2016.
I could just be like, hey, does this mean anything to you?
We could do that. I suppose the other thing we could do is, Alias sort of refers back to the maps that Vinny kind of found. It's like, we could also look for this spot first and see what we can find, and then...
Isn't the Beholder, like, guarding the entrance to all the tunnels? And weren't all my maps to the tunnels?
Your maps, yeah. Skitch has different maps, or Alias has different maps.
And I have letters that begin like, "My dearest Chatelaine, life far away from you is uneasy by the Tiger Mountains."
So it's possible to get to the non-crossed-out spot on my map without having to deal with the Beholder.
Yes, in fact, you'd be going away from the mountain because they moved specifically to get away from the smoke.
Drop shakes the pile of goo and says, "It started working again a few minutes ago, but I broke it again."
I think the ship parts are in the tunnels that these maps lead to.
I don't doubt that there are. I'm just curious as to what this other spot is, and this gets us further away from the Beholder until we can understand what we need to do to deal with it, I guess, is my thought.
True. I just think showing it the goo might work.
I don't know much about that goo, but what is it that was so special about that when you found it? You found it...
Isn't that what's inside of
We
Sherry?
found it at the entrance to the plane.
To the other mysterious tunnels.
Right.
Well, that wasn't a tunnel. That was just a cave with a door
Mysterious
inside.
cave. Tunnels and caves, they're like the same thing, but one is longer.
Drop points at Violet and says, "You remember the crystals."
Get dunked on, Violet.
Damn.
You're smarter than me, so we'll do what you say, but that's my two gold pieces.
I think it's reasonable for us to go investigate the orc situation because maybe we can pull some allies out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'd be willing to help us. And then if nothing works out over there, then we can try the goo.
Okay.
And Drop shakes the goo again and says, "Maybe it'll be working again."
Be sure to keep us posted as to whether it is working or not, so we can better understand it.
Yeah, keep an eye on that goo.
Drop's on Goo Watch. Don't you worry.
Goo Watch 2016.
Goo Watch. Fuck it, you beat me.
You want to say it?
Goo Watch 2K16.
Having said that, Drop is now going to look around and see if there's anything that he can make like a small cage out of or something. Or like a weapon box or a jewel box or something, or anything that would like keep the goo enclosed.
Some twigs and twine.
Investigation.
14.
I'm going to say you find some sort of strong box, which is kind of like a toolbox with a latch on it, because it's got to be heavy to hold it so when you carry it, it doesn't break open. So you find a toolbox with a lock, basically.
Okay. I'm going to repurpose that as a home for the goo.
Got it.
All right, let me adjust my character sheet to pile of goo in comfy home.
Yeah, the goo house.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
I think we're going. We're going on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you leaving Tusk here?
Oh shit, we gotta wake him up.
At the risk of playing your guys' characters for you, do you guys want a short rest so Violet can get some health back?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
And then I can get my smell smart.
Austin, after a short rest, can I clear my disadvantage for Ashy Lung?
Yep, you both can.
All right.
Good thinking.
Oh, I only get spell slots back on long rests, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so you guys take a little break. You wake up Tusk. You patch your wounds. What's up?
Why'd you do that? That seemed really dumb. That thing had a lot of eyeballs.
Tusk save you.
It was gonna eyeball the heck out of you, bro.
No heckin' way.
Heckin' way.
I will say this. Given the extent of the injuries on Violet, I had a suspicion that doing anything untoward towards that thing, the beholder, would have been a bad idea, to say the least.
Elf is bad idea.
Hey. Stop that.
Joe flies over, just has another seat on Tusk's head.
Wow, what a stylish hat you have there, bruh.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak to Tusk in, the native tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And say, what my friends here are trying to say is that the large hunk of bloody unicorn meat that was on the floor when we wandered into the cave looked as though it may have happened again to us if we acted a little rashly.
Well then, old bean, I suppose that does seem most logical.
I'm glad you see it our way.
Are you going to Guy's camp now?
Apparently we have to bring the head to the beholder so that he'll let us in, but I don't really want to kill Guy Fieri.
He says to Drop, I'm not sure what a Fieri is. His name is Guy Manuel de Bengalto III.
He's gonna take us to Flavortown.
Where's that?
It's where the flavor. It's where the flavors are.
I would like to go there. You take Tusk flavors?
You had enough flavors for one day.
This is so dumb. Are you guys gonna go?
Somebody needs to stop me. I've told you this before.
Tusk says that you guys might want to not just stroll into the camp with a unicorn.
Yeah.
He says, horse is hard to look at.
Oh, how could you say such a thing?
He just shrugs. He says to Drop, he says, your companions don't appear to understand that there are cultural differences between different groups, and that these sometimes affect the way they interact.
I'm gonna hug Violet and say, shh, you're beautiful.
He says that we should probably put disguises on.
And cover Elf.
What about me? Do I get a cool disguise?
I actually have a spell that would have helped out here if I had spell slots left. I had a spell exactly for this purpose.
Do you say that really sarcastically to Tusk?
No. That's not Alias saying that. That's me saying that.
It's unfortunate, but you did save the party from getting into combat with the Beholder, so I would chalk that up as a win. I'll take that out home, put it in the bank.
It was worth burning both spell slots to keep that from happening. I agree, so...
Drop is going to start looking around the area to see if there's something that we might be able to do to, disguise up the slightly snootier looking party members.
Intelligence or investigation, I guess?
All right.
Oops. You done fucked up.
You find some trench knives, and you think maybe if you cover her with knives, she'll be too intimidating. She'll be like a triple corn, and they won't fuck with her.
Right.
I rolled investigation to see if I could find anything to hide myself in, because I stick out, and I rolled a 20.
Alias is going to get kind of like a hood kind of pulled up over his head to kind of cover his ears a little bit. He's going to use a spell Prestidigitation to, one, make his clothes appear dirtier.
Mm-hmm.
He's also going to gauge how does Tusk smell?
Like an orc.
I'm going to make myself smell like an orc using Prestidigitation as well.
Okay.
So to make myself smell less unusual, I guess, is kind of the point.
Okay.
Or I'll make myself smell more like Drop, either or. That's all I'll do for now. I'm going to have one extra layer of thing for prestidigitation to do, but I'm kind of disguising myself using those sort of resources.
So what is your disguise attempting to do? You're trying to...
I'm trying to make myself seem less just like notable, because before I have the ears, so I'm trying to cover them with a hood, and I'm trying to make my clothes look dirty so I don't look like I'm all clean and precise. And I'm trying to make my smell less that of an Eladrin or an elf and smell like someone else, probably more like Drop, more like a human than an elf.
All right, with that is a thing that just happened. Lavinia finds enough documents. She thinks she may be able to make like a paper mache prosthetic of some sort, the form of which I'm leaving to Lauren.
Oh, for myself? I was looking for like
For anyone.
clothes to like hide myself in.
The only clothes here are military clothes, and I don't think they're going to think you're an orc army member.
Can I paper mache
Mm-hmm.
a stylish but unsuspicious hat for Violet?
You sure can. What's that hat look like?
What is the least suspicious hat for a horse to wear?
I'm gonna go top hat.
These are the questions that keep me up at night.
You think I'd have a better answer for this considering how many pictures of horses and hats I've Googled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you give Violet a pretty stylish top hat.
Yeah.
If Violet was English, I would say a bowler hat, but I don't think she can pull off an English accent.
You gotta get like a stovepipe, like...
Tusk tells you he's going to go back to the monastery and see if he can find any more food. He does not want to run into Guy.
Don't need any paint.
Damn girl. Sassy. Anything else before you guys depart? I'm not sure if I'm rushing you along or
I'm fine.
Nah, there doesn't seem to be anything else in the mountain base that's, apart from the crazy beholder in the next room that still needs our attention. Am I wrong?
I am calling it a beholder, but Alias did only roll a 9, so he's actually not confident about that. So I don't want us all just saying it as if I 100% confirm that's the truth.
That's why Alias has been kind of referring to it as, that thing.
He's eyeballs.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Eyeball Jenkins.
All right.
Ooh,
That's good too.
That's a good name.
Alright, let's go!
All right. See? Taking charge. You guys leave and start going to where the map says the camp is. I assume Lavinia is going to use her mouth guard again.
My mouth guard?
Yeah, the thing that you were using to not breathe in tons of ash.
Oh, yeah, my little scrap, yes.
All right. You get advantage on the Constitution check.
Nice. I'm guessing we're rolling that now.
Yep, everyone's rolling that now because this is the worst that it is right here. Okay. That's why they moved.
Yeah. Can I give myself an assistance by using prestidigitation to create puffs of air in front of my face to keep dust from getting closer to my face?
Yes. I love Sketch because he has such a encyclopedic knowledge of all these rules that there's nothing I could think of that he won't be like, well, hold on here.
Okay.
But no, that's fine.
Right.
I rolled a 20.
I rolled a 15.
I rolled a 10. Should I roll again with advantage or?
10's fine.
Uh-oh.
First time I can do a throw that's not a disadvantage. So maybe it won't suck.
Yeah, 15. Everyone saves.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Nice. And Vinny's gonna tear off more of her tunic or whatever and give it to Drop, one piece to Drop, and tie one around Violet's snout so that they're better for later.
Mm-hmm. It's the opposite of thinking ahead.
Listen, Vinny's not very... She's small and she doesn't think ahead.
I know. All right, so as the map says, you guys work your way along this mountain range for a while, so the ash doesn't really get better for some time. But once you reach the point where you should veer off, you do so, and it does start getting better. It doesn't clear up as you know from being at the monastery, it basically has overtaken the land to the shore, which is it's sucking in both directions, right? Like the water is getting higher and the ash is coming down. So it's just kind of a maelstrom of bad things happening. I'm starting to get the impression that Lorelei is not a pleasant place to be.
I might understand what you're saying here, but it doesn't seem quite obvious enough, I suppose.
We'll see if we can hammer it home a couple times before the end.
Sounds like a plan.
But as you guys make your way to the circled part on the map, just lollygagging, not really talking, maybe Violet limping a little bit. She didn't get dropped to 0, so that's not going to be a permanent injury. I don't know if we've talked about that before, but it is possible for you to maim your characters if you do survive a brush with death. Didn't quite reach that point, thankfully for Violet.
Oh, jeez.
But as you guys walk, you hear the sound of distant horns. One and then another, call and response style, you think.
Oh, heck. Guys. I don't think that's good.
It probably means that they've seen us.
Perception checks?
I rolled. Is that a crit?
Mm-hmm. We have 2 crits.
And a modest 15.
I think this might be the beginning of a reversal of fortunes. The party went from botches for days to double crits. Lavinia and Alias both definitely see the shadows of orcs moving through the fog in your direction a lot. 20 or 30 armed, shields, swords, bows, and they're kind of maneuvering in ordered fashion as if to surround you.
Guys, we're fucked.
Lavinia, the tactician of the group.
I read that one in Sun Tzu's Art of War.
What do we do?
Drop raises his hand and calls out in Orcish, "We're not a threat."
You hear some muttering and mumbling as the orcs in the smog consult each other, and then one calls back in Orcish, "Well, we know that. We have you gravely outnumbered. You're no threat to us now."
What are they saying?
He just called us scrubs.
Oh, fuck, we got dunked on.
Wait, what is this? Never mind. Perhaps we need to indicate that we aren't enemies is more pertinent.
Do you want to indicate that you ain't no scrub and that you're not hanging outside of your
Passenger
best friend's
side of your
ride?
best friend's ride, waiting for them to holler at us?
I think that might be the best. Roll to want no scrubs.
All right, what is that? Is that a
Yeah, what are we rolling?
I'm just kidding.
acrobatics?
You do a sweet flip and impress them a lot.
Animal handling. That must be it.
Ooh.
That's a check for later tonight.
What?
If Drop does something, Alias is going to use the added layer of prestidigitation, since he has only 2 active effects, to effectively enhance what he's doing with like a shower of sparks or some other like flourish visual effect to make him look more impressive as part of the process.
I mean, you notice that all the orcs that have surrounded you kind of fall to a knee with their shields up, kind of like in a phalanx formation.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind them, there are archers who are set up. It's kind of like a classic maneuver, but they don't seem to be planning on executing you immediately. They're basically just securing a perimeter so that up the middle of this formation, someone walks towards you, and it's an orc, obviously. It's a strong, powerful orc wearing armor. He's carrying a battle axe. The most notable thing about him is that while all the orcs you've seen have either had like basically shaved or military haircuts, this guy actually has, I would call it a hedgehog style.
Yeah?
With like blonde highlights.
Yeah? Does he have a goatee?
Like bleach blonde highlights?
Yeah.
And is his complexion just maybe slightly ruddy?
Slightly greasy.
Yeah.
So is he going to introduce us to a new show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dryads?
Fuck!
The orc leader, who you know is named Guy, by sheer cosmic coincidence, has walked into this joke, addresses Drop in Orcish and says, What do you and your friends want?
We've just come from your old base, where we encountered a big floaty eyeball.
I don't know anything about an eyeball. Did you see any spatulas? I think I left a spatula behind.
Ooh, sorry, wasn't looking around for spatulas, but...
Oh, shucks.
We might be back there soon, so if you want me to keep an eye out, I could,
Yeah, keep an eye out. Or as many as you have at your disposal.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. So, are you saying then that you're not familiar with the big floaty eyeball in the tunnel?
I have no idea what you're jabbing about.
Okay, so I just want to point out, Vinny's getting really annoyed with not being able to understand and everything.
Uh-huh.
So while they're having a conversation, I'm going to start attempting comprehend languages as a ritual.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take 10 minutes and you're going to be playing your lute.
I'm just sitting there strumming with like a scared look on my face.
What's the Road to El Dorado face?
Yeah, exactly. Not even scared. Ferocious like that, yeah. I'm migueling it all up in here.
So ferocious. Guy asks you what your friend's doing.
I haven't really figured that out yet.
I'm going to actually roll Arcana to make sure I know which spell she's actually casting. She's casting a spell to understand what Guy and the others are saying when they're speaking in Orcish.
Do the Orcish guys look like they'd be okay with magic or distrustful of it?
They look like they have you at such a disadvantage that they aren't worried. Like, as far as they're concerned, like, she could summon a fireball, they would just pincushion her.
All right.
Also, I feel like Vinny's not particularly threatening looking.
Yeah, they think like if it looks dangerous, they're just gonna reduce her to small chunks, so it doesn't really matter.
Then I'm gonna say, oh, she wants to understand what we're talking about. None of my friends here speak Orcish.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm a bit surprised to see that you do speak the tongue. What can we do for you? What are you doing here? Are you from Mykonos? Do you have our money?
I used to personally live at the monastery down the coast. Times being what they are, and I'm not sure if you've been there recently yourself, but my order fell into low numbers due to a series of unfortunate accidents. And times being what they are, really, the four of us are looking for a way to get out of Lorelei, and our path has kind of led us here.
Get out, you say? Seems like a tall order. On whose authority are you discussing this with me? Do you represent anyone?
Not strictly.
Well, I guess we'll discuss the method of payment after some more formalities. Do you like sliders? We got sliders.
Fuck.
Is there lots of bacon on them?
Whoa, that's racist.
Oh, shit.
No. He just says, yeah, you and your friends are going to have to surrender your weapons, and then if you want to continue this conversation in my office.
All right, Drop turns around and gotta give the weapons up, everybody. For the time being.
But it's part of my tree.
Drop unwraps his sword and hands it off.
All right, does everyone surrender their weapons?
Alias does. At this point, Job has sort of flown back to sort of just stay seated on his shoulder as he relinquishes his two swords and his longbow. Oh, and also the two daggers that are kind of stowed.
I'm asking, is anybody trying to sneak one?
Is my whip like attached to my hip or is it in my bag?
It's like draped around. I always pictured it as like draped around your neck like a scarf.
Oh, that's even better. Do they know can they tell it's a whip?
Yeah, I think they're gonna want that.
Okay. I'm still strumming. Can somebody take this off of me so I can keep doing this?
I was gonna say, like, Job flies over, picks up the whip, and drops it off in one of their outstretched hands
What a good burb.
before flying back to Elise's shoulder.
Job's the real MVP.
He is.
He also did the same thing to my dagger because I have one of those.
Yep.
So you guys are disarmed. Guy leads Drop ahead because he's the one who speaks Orc. So he's going to take you ahead to his office, which is like the nicest tent in what is like a large campsite.
A hobo city?
A little bit nicer than that. They left with all their materials. They have all of their supplies and stuff they took from the base, which was like fully stocked to survive a siege. So they're not like starving to death like Tusk was out there and all alone. But you see like, I'm going to say 200 orcs in this camp.
Mm-hmm.
They are all big, strong, armed, armored.
That's more orc than you can shake a stick at.
If you had a stick to shake at them, they would take it from you.
I don't.
But yeah, they're gathered around like eating and stuff. And Guy takes Drop into his tent, and the rest of you are led away by his soldiers. And once Guy and Drop are out of sight, they actually begin kind of like hassling you. You can't understand what they're saying, but they're like,
Wait, I can now, can I?
yeah, actually, good thinking on this. But yeah, you can tell that they're talking shit about you guys, basically, that you're all like weak and you just walked right into their trap and that they have you at their mercy. And is that guy an elf? Fuck that guy. What's up with the horse? Why is it wearing a hat? They're basically just dunking on you relentlessly.
These guys are really rude. guys.
Do you feel better now, Lavinia, that you can understand all these guys being assholes to you?
I'm gonna do when you point do the eyeballs thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that at them and glare, but I'm really small, so I don't know if it does anything. It's probably not very intimidating.
No, if you want to roll intimidation, but otherwise,
I'm just glaring at them.
okay. They lead you over to a pen where it looks like goats are kept,
Goats.
and they just put you in there.
Are there goats in there?
Yeah, there's goats in there.
I'm gonna talk to these goats.
Oh yeah, that's cool. While you're doing that, everyone else is looking around. You see that the orcs a lot of them are sitting at campfires just eating goat rudely in front of the other goats. It's pretty fucked up.
I'm like, hey goats, these guys are assholes.
The goat just says help.
I'm like, I will try.
Please help. It's just gonna keep saying help until you take your hand off it.
I'm just gonna pet its snout, just somewhat dismissively.
Does it say help at a regular volume, or does it say help like one of those screaming goats?
No, it's just like, help, help.
Shh, it's okay.
But you guys are over in your pen. The episode's coming to a close. Is there anything you guys want to do with the 3 people in the party? I'm going to address Drop in just a sec.
I'm just gonna keep petting those goats.
Mm-hmm.
Lavinia's all about that goat life.
Alias is basically abstaining from saying anything and just sort of glancing around, trying to take in any sort of details that seem important for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
And just making sure that no one is posing an immediate threat to us.
The last thing that happens with those 3 party members as the episode comes to a close is the biggest orc you have ever seen comes over, and he is carrying a battle axe that has been broken in half, the top blade part. So he has the full stick, but then the double-headed metal part appears to have been broken. And he brings it over. He kind of drags it behind him. He's kind of showboating. And he comes over to the edge of the pen and then does a come here gesture with a finger at Alias.
Alias sort of glances about and then just approaches.
When you go over, he kind of leans in to look at you. And then he swats your hood off playfully.
Okay.
Do you do anything about that?
He could try to hold on to his hood, but I'm pretty sure this guy's insistent on getting that hood off to see his ears.
He's very insistent, and you're getting a very threatening aura from him. In fact, the last thing that happens to Alias in this episode is that orc reaches out, grabs hold of his sun earring, and rips it out through his ear. Take D4 damage.
Noted. Let's roll that real quick to see how much damage this is. It might be Oh, okay, it's not too bad. It's only a 10th of damage.
Yeah. Compared to being stabbed.
Sure. Yeah.
The orc throws your earring on the ground, spits on it, and then stomps on it, and then looks up to see what you have to say about that. Back in the tent, Guy pours Drop a drink, brings out some refreshments and scones. He's a consummate host, and he sits down across from Drop and says, "So you brought me a horse, a woman, and a sacrifice. What do you expect to receive in return for that?"
Oh.
Shoulda showed the eyeball that goo.
As always, I'd like to thank Overclocked Remix for our theme music, including both Thunderstruck, an arrangement of Windmill Hut from The Legend of Zelda, and Dream Eater Mix, an arrangement of Lavender Town's theme from Pokemon. Executive producers for the month of September 2016 are Joseph Timbrello, Extellaris, Jade, Kirsten Haslinger, The Cult of Gorfanax, Tarka, Allison Ansell, King Waza, Luke Powers, Michael Goodell, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Radley, Ingmar Grumman, David Page, The Black Fedora, Miran Bhatti, Trenton, Melanie Joe, Lana Seawolf, Toby Gleason Stack, Ruby Offer, Matthew Weber, Paul Mullen, Sarah Hanley, Zenith Will Rule, Melissa Booker, Cameron Abbas, Ariel Badger Release, Dylan, Gary Sayon, Exley, Anna Stuhlfarer, Dash on the Rage Monster, Giorgio Renna, Harrison Andrew, Christopher Charlo, Jorrit, Viger Arnston, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. If you want to support the show directly, you can find me at patreon.com/AustinOrsky. You can find Leon at patreon.com/RenegadeCut. And you can find a link to Lauren's Etsy shop in her Twitter profile. If you can't help out directly, you can always find us on iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play, and rate, review, subscribe, or comment. Every little bit of attention and positive energy helps.